Jim Mellon, as I said, I introduced you as basically the Leave campaign here. I know you've got some ideas about Europe itself. What's your basic principles of why you want the UK to be outside the EU family?
Well, I'm looking at macroeconomics. I can understand Jim being uncertain as to the future for small businesses and supply chains in the event of a Brexit, but I wouldn't be so pessimistic on that. From a macro point of view, the big problem with Europe is not the ideal of free trade and freedom of movement of labour. The problem is that they imposed a common currency on countries that have very divergent cultural and economic paths, and it's just not working. So 19 countries belong to the Eurozone and 3 more are lined up to join it out of the 28 countries. What the Eurozone has done is to impose a one-size-fits-all monetary policy, and the result is that there are huge distortions in the European Union that are causing the zero growth economy that it currently is. So Italy, as an example, has had no growth now for 19 years in a row, none at all, and it's very unlikely to grow in the future. France is in a sclerotic state, it's in a disastrous state. And my general view is that this is an unsustainable position. So Mario Draghi of the ECB has come out and said he'll do whatever it takes to maintain the integrity of the euro. But every time he unleashes a new wave of quantitative easing or some derivation of that, the effects are less and less. Now, I don't know which way the euro is going to go. It could go with Germany, or it could go with France and Italy and the less good countries, less good economically countries. So I don't take a position on the direction of the euro at the moment. But I can tell you that both France and Italy are going to be unable to repay their debts. At some point in the future, say 3 to 5 years out, there will be a bond market crisis involving France and Italy. They're the 2 largest economies after Germany in the Eurozone, and at that point there will be an almighty depression as the Eurozone splinters. So from that point of view, we're better off in a lifeboat in the English Channel rather than on the sinking Euro Titanic.
What do you see as the positives, though, for the EU, very briefly?
Free trade, and that was the original intention when it was set up in the early 1950s as the coal and steel community with France and Germany trying to find a way of both trading better and also mitigating a further war. And free trade is a noble and good thing. But it's evolved into something that's much more pernicious. So, for instance, there are 12,500 directives that come from Europe. Not one of them has ever been reversed. They're called acquis. And as Jim said, the European Union is an undemocratic institution, so they're just imposed at will on all the peoples of Europe, and they have a very negative effect on business.